the City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC Podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. This is episode 175. We're going to call this one The Drill. You're like, why the drill? Why the drill? Well, everything seems to be falling into the place, right, of what you would do in the lead up to a preseason, kit, schedules, potential sponsorships, alleged sponsorships, as you would say. Everything is going into place. So the drill is the drill. Time to get ready for preseason, time to get ready for the regular season. It is all quickly approaching. Before I wanted to move forward, I did want to shout out and give a huge thank you to the Shoulder to Shoulder the podcast for hosting the memorial for Mauricio. As we all know, Mauricio did pass away. Our brother didn't make it. It's been a very hard week for everybody. One thing is for certain, though. He will definitely be an inspiration for us. He will always be with us, and his impact will be felt for a very long time in this club. You will find out more as we go this season as to all the work that he's done as it comes into fruition. And we'll feature that. That's for certain. I will just say this. Make his legacy your energy for the 2021 season. That, to me, is where I'm going to run with it and help as best I can to help his projects make it. But again, rest in peace, brother. You will be missed forever, and condolences to the family as well. Again, we're here for you, no doubt about that. With that being said, we are going to definitely move into the show, talk about the football, and do what we do best today. As we get started, let's welcome back our crew. Welcome back, Christine, Caesar, and Jason. How are you guys doing today? Christine, you're really busy. How are you?
I just got a large pepperoni pizza delivered to my doorstep, so I'm going to be eating pizza throughout the show. I apologize, but that's just what's happening right now. So, also, I know some people in the comments are eating dinner too, right? Fish tacos, I see. Okay, so let's just all have dinner together.
It used to be like the beer check, like, what are you drinking tonight? And now it's hey, what's the late night snacks as we kick in for Heart of LAFC, which is totally cool, guys. We love it. It's awesome. Thank you for dining with us this evening. Without a doubt. Christine, I saw you were playing at some field that had these crazy like wooden containers. What was that all about?
Yeah, that was a while back, but that was actually like this. It's like one of the sort of like street tournaments. That one happened to be only women, but it was like a 5v5 like warehouse tournament. Somebody I know invited me to come play, and I showed up, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing.
Is that something that's going to be around like that location, or is that just like a temporary?
No,
setup?
that's actually in San Diego, and it's not really. It's kind of like a kind of a hidden spot, I would say. Like you wouldn't know that there was a soccer field inside there. Mm-hmm. I think they kind of want to keep it that way too.
Nice. That's cool. I dig it. But keep us posted when we're getting these tournaments going, because I know you're playing a lot of tech ball now.
I am, but I just want to say that I'm actually coming for the foot golf crown from the LAFC Infiltro crew. And you know what? Caesar's going to help me. He is committed to be on the Heart of LAFC team. Right, Caesar?
No, not exactly.
Oh, my God. Caesar, you're making me out to be a liar.
No, not at all.
Dude, he looks like Switzerland right now. Look at him. I'm trying to find a way to get out of this conversation, and Sheila's listening, and oh man, how am I going to spin this? Nah. It's all good. We just know that if and when we win, we have a Heart of LAFC kid. I guess we'll have to make a split one for Caesar. It's okay. It's like, no, I don't want that either. Caesar, how are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing well. Getting busy. Getting a lot. Extremely busy. I think this is like the third day in a row where I'm behind the microphone. So, yeah, and it's going to ramp up. We got a lot going on through with LAFC. And, like you mentioned earlier, shout out to Shoulder Foot for putting that, amazing memorial for Mo. Rest in peace and condolences to his family. And yeah, I think this whole season will be a tribute to him. I don't think, the like I mentioned in that pod, that a lot of the people were used to seeing him walk around the tailgates, in the stadium, like, because he'd be one of the ones kind of controlling what's going on in front of the 3252. So just not seeing them walk there is gonna be kind of like, damn, he's not here anymore. So it's something that we'll have to get used to. It sucks to say, but yeah, it's good. His spirit will be there. We know that for sure. As Punk mentioned, will be 3251 for quite some time, but his spirit will always rises to 3252. So long live Mo.
Without a doubt. Yeah, Mo is one of a kind. His fingerprints are on everything. The successes of the last 2 years, even more than that, working under me as a director, I can tell you, if it was a hard job, he'd be more than willing to take it. He didn't care as long as it was for the good of the order. That was Mo's vibe, and always put in the extra effort. We were beyond lucky to have him with us. I just love that his plan was so solid coming into this next year that if we just simply follow through with his mission, future leadership's going to be pretty well off, and the North End will be very secure, thanks to Mo. So, Again, love you, brother. We're going to miss you, man. No doubt about that. Punk, you were on as well with the memorial. How are you doing?
I'm good. As I said before we came on, I rushed in from work. I was supposed to be off at 10:30, but I kind of cheated a little, got out early. But it was an honor to be part of that memorial. Again, shoulder to shoulder, Jonathan, Christian, Chris, you guys hit it out of the park, man. I mean, being able to do the English and Spanish, Jonathan and Christian being able to go back and forth again with the English and Spanish, and it was an honor to be part of it. And it was just it was really cool just to see front office guys there, Rich, Larry, Tom Penn. We even had a Hollywood star on there, and that's I mean, what kind of team in professional sports does this happen with? Honestly, I mean, I've followed many different LA sports teams and I've never seen this. So really cool. Again, it was an honor and privilege to be part of that. And it was worth being part of it. And it worked out. I usually don't have Tuesday nights off. I was able to be part of it. And, but again, thank you guys for shoulder to shoulder. You guys were great. And again, it shows the unity. It's just like one thing that if you guys go back, I encourage you listeners to go back to some of the podcasts that Mo was on. He was on Shoulder to Shoulder. He was on FC. If you listen to the FC one, don't listen to it on kids and stuff. But but the Shoulder to Shoulder, I mentioned this in the memorial service, that one thing that Mo believed in was just the unity. 3252 is one. I suggested that when we get back together that we all wear 3252 shirts in the 3252, not even though we're part of different support groups. I think that was like when I heard him on the podcast and Shoulder to Shoulder when he was on it originally. Once I started going, my next, now whenever I go to tailgates, like I said, I walk around the entire Christmas tree lane and just hang out with. I've made friends of every supporter group. Not just supporter groups, but there's other people that hang out at these tailgates, not just supporter groups. There's other fans. I'll even go over to the store. I'll go over to the beer gardens. And I mean, I met a guy who worked for some TV show last year. And it's cool because I tell people, hey, you see me, talk to me. And what's crazy is the thing that people talk to me about the most is having daughters. That's every time someone wants to talk to me, because if you follow me on Instagram, of course, I have my daughters on there a lot. And I get people going up to me, I have daughters too. So again, Mo had that spirit. And I mentioned the story about my dad, how they fed my dad, D9U. And that's Mo. I mean, Mo, his heart was, if he saw someone hungry, feed them. I mean, it didn't matter what support group they were part of. Even if they followed another club, if they were a different supporter of a different club. I mean, I think it's cool that sometimes at Christmas Tree Lane, we'll see like other supporter groups from other teams. Like I think when Chicago came in a couple of years ago, I remember some of the Chicago Fire supporters were at our tailgate. Montreal, Toronto. I think it was the Montreal. The Montreal supporters, man, those guys were awesome, man. But
yeah, and even at the ISC meetings in Baltimore about a year ago, Mo was really a standout for us. Really did step up as the vice president of 3252 and really made an impact in those meetings. And so he is well known across the supporter realm, and his welcoming ways and the proper mindset is really made him one heck of an ambassador for us. That's just one more of those things that we need to take as an inspiration and follow through on these directives. And I think we will. I know we will. We have the passion for it. So yeah, honor his legacy, everybody. That's key. That's key. And again, we'll miss you, brother. And, we're going to talk about you a lot this year. And you have to be always in our hearts.
Yeah, and Javier down here says they took the Montreal guys to a few breweries and introduced them to Taco Tuesday. Yeah,
there it is.
Boom! Yeah, that's when people from out of town come. I think I always try to take them to a local taco truck down the street, especially after the game. There's nothing like tacos after the game, and just seeing other LAFC fans, and even I think it's great bringing the visiting fans, especially if they're from out of town, when they're from especially a city like Montreal. I mean, they're not going to get tacos in Montreal. That's what we're going to take them to, get them some good tacos and just have fun after the game. So,
yeah, proper mindset all the way through. And of course, being the biggest, craziest traveling group of everybody, and now looking like, and we'll talk about the schedule in a few minutes here, building goodwill is a good thing because, we're going to be traveling and we're going to be in all these places. You saw the reactions from Leon. Pay it forward. If you're expecting the cool treatment when you're on the road, you give it when you're home as well. So yeah, no doubt about that. With that being said, let's transition into the football side of things today, guys. The first thing, and let's be honest, we've all been dreaming, away day dreaming about this schedule. It's out. It's about. Everybody saw it. I'm going to throw it back to you guys because I see some stuff that really highlights to me. Caesar, if you're going to choose an away day, which one are you going to?
Well, I mean, I plan on going to the first one right away, just because it's in Houston, it's Texas, it's open. I'll be fully vaccinated. I kind of have no worries about that. So I'll be out there for sure in Houston. I think so. I kind of made a commitment with the friends already that will be out there. Other than that, Austin is a for sure go-to. I think I'll be out there for both, as a matter of fact. I do have family out there, so that makes it kind of easy. And then a couple other ones that do stand out to me is for my birthday weekend, I will be out in Atlanta just because it's kind of meant to be. Last year, one of the away trips was supposed to be in Atlanta for August 11th weekend as well. So that's my birthday, but this time is August 15th. So Atlanta for sure. I will be out there with a couple other friends. And then I think we mentioned Portland, that's a must. And then of course, I won't consider it an away day, but I'll for sure be going to the Seattle games as well.
There it is. I know Al Hopkins just threw up a question of MLS rule or California state rule for in-state attendance. It really is state by state. It's more of the localities in many cases that decide this more than anything else and where they're at. That's why Texas is always allowed way more than everybody else, and Kansas City has. Even when the pandemic was at its worst, they still had people in the crowd, and we still saw black and gold glad supporters in those places at those odd times because they haven't been as strict as we are. On our end, I don't really see much for away day supporters coming to us because of the restrictions. But yeah, I have a good feeling that Atlanta and the Texas teams and Kansas City, you'll see some follow through there. Maybe New York might be a little harder. Might be in New Jersey though, I'm hearing. So, We'll see where we're at now, but I would say that it's going to be mostly the local situations. They all have limited capacity.
Mhm.
That is known for sure. So we'll see how that affects away supporters. Everybody's at limited capacity. Even by the time we get out there, there'll still be some limitations. But your chances of getting to away days this year, guys, legit, it's happening.
Yeah,
it's totally happening.
I'll put something like in perspective to that. Just like here in Seattle, we're in phase 3, and we're close to like going into phase 4, and then there's talks about the border reopening with Canada up here. I'm not gonna say like this month or in April, but they're talking about very soon, even before the summer starts. So our away trip to Canada will be in in the summer, so that's another consideration, people, or another way day that people can consider. Other than that, for example, in Seattle, it's going to be a 25% capacity. If they open it up to the 72,000, we're talking about 18,000 fans in the stadium. Now, here we have no travel restrictions whatsoever. I'll be going to the 2 games that the Dodgers are coming to Seattle, April 19th and 20th, which is the official season. I'll be rocking my Dodger gear, so I'll be an away fan, technically. And I'll be in there, so like that's what I'm saying. You guys are more than welcome to come. Book your flights. There's going to be fans allowed for sure in the stadium. If one way or another, we'll get to sit together. That's kind of like what the stadiums, how they play it. They put fans in one section, the away fans in one section, because they don't want any like problems, or depending what stadium you go to. But Seattle is kind of known to do that. So yeah, that's just something to put in perspective out there.
I'm going to throw this up here, but good old Slim just tossed out there, Austin and Atlanta don't give a damn.
Exactly.
He's right. And if you're going to ask anybody how your experience would be in Atlanta, Slim went to like our first away day there. So Slim has the intel. If you want to ask somebody what you got to do when you go there, the man knows. So check in with Slim. That is.
A friend of mine mentioned that some clubs might require you to show vaccination proof. I don't know if you guys heard of that at all, but since all of LA is supposedly going to be able to get vaccines by next month, it's pretty good.
Yeah, we could talk about it later, but we'll throw it now, guys. Basically, by the 16th of April, anybody over the age of 16 in California is eligible to get the shots. And they're saying, 3 to 5 million doses eligible per day by then?
Jeez. So
if you're not getting one,
get one.
Right? You're not scheduling yourself for one. It's completely intentional that you won't have one by the time of the season, or at least we get to the summer season, right? Yeah, it's going to happen, guys. Yeah, Al's right. They did limit us in San Jose. I guarantee they're going to try that again, even if the pandemic is all figured out, because it's San Jose and they're scared of us. I'm going to bet Carson's going to come up with something like that too.
No.
You know how they are. I mean, they put rubber mats in our section to try to silence us. Would you expect anything less? Yeah.
Ox is going to Kansas City, so...
Yeah, so Kansas City, I want to say this, and watch, Ox doesn't know this guy. I haven't told him yet. I'm bummed because I'm actually going to be in Omaha this summer for a short period, doing a road trip out there. So I might stop by, Ox. Watch out. I might roll through Wichita. We'll see how that's going to play. But I have to head back to LA 3 days before the Kansas City match in Kansas City. So I'm irked how the schedule just tortured me that much. But that is what it is.
Yeah, then to throw this out there, I was reading about Major League Baseball is looking at all the other stadiums, and the Texas Rangers are allowing 100% full. So that makes me think of the Dallas FC and Austin. How many people they're going to allow in their stadium? If the Texas Rangers are allowing, Texas don't give a damn. They had the World Series going on there.
Did the Rangers host that as well?
Yeah, the Rangers. It was at the Ranger Stadium.
Yeah.
So FC Dallas could be a road trip to go to, even though it's hot out there. But if I had to pick a road trip for one, it'd be the July 21st Portland game. I have an old friend. His family, They live in Portland. They look like the stereotypical Portland family. They look like a 90s album cover. He could care less about any sports, but he's an old good friend of mine, and he said, hey, you got a free place to stay. So all I got to do is get the time off of work and get a plane ticket, and I'll be going to Portland. So I was planning to go this past year. I had it all set.
No, I got that one marked on my calendar too. And I know Phil from Black Army was mentioning that you could make it a twofer because Vancouver's on the weekend, so that could be a double swing. And then you can hang out with Caesar because he's going to do both of them. And so there it is. There it is. Austin, it's sounding that Austin is going to be legit packed with our folks. They're going to make it for that. Yeah, I'm going to try on that one. Atlanta, the conversations I've heard about Atlanta, it's pretty much a given that we're going strong there. So if you want to be with a bunch of us, Atlanta's your safe bet. Austin's your safe bet. Portland is always safe. You're going to get a good run and good numbers. Outside of that, if we can get into San Jose and to Carson, yeah, we'll roll deep there too. I know it's weird talking about this as we're still masking up, but the light is definitely at the end of the tunnel, guys. If we follow through, we'll be there. This will be real. So on that note, anything else to add, guys, on the schedule, except just being absolutely excited about this whole thing?
That's what I was going to say. I'm stoked. I can't wait for
it's real.
For it to be back, man. I mean, I just wish we could get back to all this being at the bank. And I mean, none of us know the situation on watch parties. I mean, I suggested the Slack page for my group saying, hey, are we going to have any outdoor parties yet? So we still don't know. So, I mean, I like the joint watch parties. Those are my favorite. And if you've ever been to a joint watch party, those are like insane, crazy. But that's a lot of people. So I don't know if we can do the joint parties, having 2 or 3 support groups at one sports bar.
Yeah, you can't chance it yet. We're not out of the woods. By midsummer, we could be talking a very different story. I mean, IE's moving to Orange now. So, if they're moving to Orange, that means LA can't be far behind, especially with all these vaccines. So let's hope, pray, and be diligent so we can get back to the world that we got so used to and want to get back to. That's key. All right. With that being said, I will say we do have Seattle as our second match, so that's a bit of a revelation as well. What a shock. We always play them early. And then we'll move on from there. So back into other news. Christine, you've seen some images floating around as of late. What could it be about?
Personally, I don't use the internet or social media, so I have seen that. No, I'm kidding. So I think everyone knows by now there has been a couple of different leaks on the new kit. I like a little leak here and there. I think it's totally normal for that to happen with big clubs. So most people know the alleged look of the kit. Some people may actually have the jersey. The official launch is going to be this coming Sunday. They're going to have a big announcement, details. I know that you guys got a little preview of the new look, so I wanted to ask you, based off of this alleged new look, what you guys think about the style, the color, and like, I guess as opposed to the previous jersey.
Punk, what's your take, sir?
Well, again, we're doing the allegedly, even the sponsorship as well. It's allegedly we have a sponsorship. It's not official yet. It won't be official till Sunday. So Bryce Duke is the real MVP. Flex is, like we said, it's allegedly the sponsor. They have awesome power tools. They're not your stereotype. They're not like Tim the Toolman Taylor, Binford, power tools. These are better. These are top line. This isn't like your, something you'd find like, at Walmart. These are top of the line, So if you guys check out their website, Flex Power Tools, they're going to have I'm looking at it right now. It says, don't miss the Flex launch event on April 12th. So it's exciting. Just something new. There's another article on Lowe's to launch new cordless power tools. So,
So that's the big talk. You know, everybody's talking about some German company, grinders, all this. It's not your grandpa's Flex. We'll throw that out. Okay. This is something different. This is why we're, I believe, working with them again, allegedly. But look at it this way. This is a power tool company known for high quality tools, mostly in the professional market, now selling through Lowe's. Go check it out. There's like a contest on that Flex Power Tools website, by the way. Yes, they're not officially launched until April. You'll see that too. So if this is our official sponsor, which it's, yeah, they have the best battery on the market for portable like drills and tools and utilities. Can outlast all of the competition. Like, it's good. It's cutting edge. Now hearing that, it sounds a heck of a lot more like something that matches well to us, being edgy, different, new, best in the market. Because let's be honest, we are the best in the market when it comes to MLS. So in that case, it does match up. Flex logo is big. That thing does stand out. There's no doubt about that. I, for one, am good with almost any sponsor as long as they color match, so I ain't complaining. Yeah. If you're not gonna, there's no crazy red and white logo across the front that doesn't match anything else going on with the kit. So I'm a happy camper.
Mm-hmm.
Caesar, where are you at in this? You're smiling over there.
No, you just took the words out of my mouth. As long as any sponsor out there can agree to matching our kit color, I'm happy with that. Just because of you just mentioned the red YouTube thing. It looked freaking ugly on that first jersey. That first jersey could have been it's a beautiful jersey. It could have been a lot more beautiful if that red, logo wasn't there. But as far as the Flex goes, allegedly it's on there already. People saw it at the store, and but I just have to say that it's different. It's that's what it's all about. It's it has everyone wondering like why Flex and this and that. It has you talking, right? Like, yep. I think they did the job already. I don't know. Someone mentioned here that Duke did it intentionally. It could have been all a marketing like strategic plan. I don't know. At the end of the day, we don't know what it's about, but it has everyone typing in Flex Power Tools online, and just by clicks, they're gaining pennies and dimes and whatnot just by simple clicks. So they already did their job there, and then whatever happens from there is it's on. And something I'll mention too is don't forget that whoever's on that jersey paid the most money. So
most money and represented more of the ethos to the club than say others that might have wanted to be on there. Again, I think after our experience with the first sponsor, nothing against YouTube TV. I mean, we had a studio, we had a great production. They're still involved with us, guys. You want something now at the second time out that's going to be probably a little more synergy, right? Something that fits in a bit better with the club ethos, and I think that's where we're going. We'll know a lot more after Sunday. We got to allow the club to at least get and the sponsor to get their say in before we all speak for them. So that's fine. We'll definitely do that. I will say go to flexpowertools.com. There's a contest on there. They're going to do a side-by-side battle with all their competitors. I saw somebody mention that they're at Home Depot. Yeah, the grinders and stuff definitely are, but this new product, this wireless setup, that's going to be a Lowe's thing, and you'll see that. So I think around the Lowe's stuff, that's kind of more our angle and why they're coming our way. We'll hear more about it. That's for sure. Yeah, the source is Duke. We know. The culprit is TikTok. Yeah, we got it. That's for sure. You're right, Sheila. Yeah, Duke. Yeah. I hope nothing negative happening to you because of that, because we're getting a good laugh about it. And let's be honest, in 2 weeks, we're all going to be fine with it anyway. No big deal.
Yes. Speaking of Duke, there was a question on Instagram. Like I said, I forgot my phone in the car. But I think it was Christy. No. There was someone asking. They jokingly asked if Bryce Duke just bought a ticket to Las Vegas over his thing. So I thought that was funny. So, but hey, but it could help Bryce to playing in Vegas. So I was thinking, in fact, today I was listening to the Mac's newest podcast, and he was interviewing the new coach of the Vegas Lights. And I thought of Bryce Duke. I think that's going to help Bryce Duke a lot, getting some minutes in. So I don't think the reason why he's going to get sent is because of his league. But
I think I made a joke like I was like, damn, he's so in trouble that he's not even going to get minutes with the Lights. But it was a joke.
It's a joke, guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's an honest mistake. It wasn't trying to out anything. And again, it's marketing.
He'll be the new llama trainer. He's going to be hanging out with the llama in Las Vegas.
Hey,
Well-
at least we didn't sorry, Christine. I'll let you go, then I'll jump on.
No, the ironic thing is that, I mean, teenagers are the best at social media and with phones in general. They're the ones who know to mute their phone if you go into a movie theater and dim their screen, and they're super aware of social media. So I think it was obviously a mistake, but it was funny to me because he's isn't he online all the time too, very active on social media. So, I mean, it happens. Some of us are out here. Some of us out here, judges are accidentally putting on filters as cats and stuff. So
that was amazing too. Yes. So it happens, right? It happens. It's an accident. If you were that scared about releasing it, you wouldn't have done the pictures so early on, right? Could have been more careful. Especially you're gonna have open media day with those things floating around. It is what it is. Move on. Enjoy it that we have a great sponsor. You're gonna hear some more details down the line. They will be excellent sponsors. Rest assured. This will pay off, guys. So that's it with the sponsor. I'd say. Anybody want to add any more about the sponsor? Punk, any last thoughts except tell everybody to go check out the website because the contest is super cool. Right?
Oh, I think he's muted.
Punk, you've muted yourself, sir. I can see it myself, sir.
There we go. FlexPowerTools.com.
That's
so
it.
check that out. Yeah, I was snacking too, so I didn't want people to hear me snacking. Yeah, FlexPowerTools.com. Check out the website. I mean, to me, I look at it. I mean, if an international company is willing to invest into our club, that's pretty cool. That's awesome to see an European company wanting to sponsor an American soccer team.
For sure.
To launch something that's new for them, right? A new venture. So good. It's all good all the way around. We'll move on to post flex, on to preseason updates. Caesar, what can you give us? What's going on with the preseason?
I mean, not so much action that is put on on the official schedule. As we know, they had one preseason match already, which was the inter squad. I don't even think we've gotten a final result of that match, or if gray or black one, or if gold and pink, whatever the kits they wore. We haven't seen much of that from that day, right? But as far as that goes, I think yesterday there was something Christine can probably touch base on. We got a kind of a surprise match that came about, right, Christine?
Yeah. I have a really good friend who's a lifelong Carson fan, and he was like, "Why didn't you tell me that we're playing at the bank?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I saw that footage of Danny Trejo scoring the goal. I think it might have been the fourth goal. But so basically, Galaxy and LAFC played at the bank yesterday. They tied 4-4. And this news was broke because Chicharito announced it on Twitch. Maybe not announced as fair, but he answered somebody's question about it, and he confirmed that it happened, and he also confirmed that he scored a goal. So yeah, I mean, the only footage that we have is this super, I think it's a drone because it's so far out and it's an aerial view. And I'm also why would anybody release that footage without I don't know, at least getting a better shot. But yeah, I just wish I would have loved to see that game. I know it's an early preseason game. Obviously, both teams must have had some serious defensive breakdowns for it to be 4-4. And also really interesting that Danny and Chicharito were the ones that scored. So, oh man, I wish I could have just been a fly on the wall in that game. But
Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I'll take the result with a grain of salt. Whoever won, whoever lost, it wasn't supposed to be out in the public eye. They probably even played 2 halves. It's probably like periods. Could have been 4 periods where there's completely different shifted lineups. Could have been academy kids from both sides mixed in. You don't know because it's closed door. And every time I've been to a closed door, it's chaos anyway as to what they're doing and why they're doing it and where they break off. So the results mean nothing in closed door sessions. They really don't. Unless you're getting shelled like 12-0, then I'd say you have a problem. But a 4-4 tells me that, well, they balanced it well. They shifted the squads. No big deal. At least people are scoring goals.
It's closed door for a reason, for sure.
Exactly.
I just wish I could have got a sneak preview. And,
I mean, that would have been dope to see, like the kids, like Clásico, like that would be.
Yeah. And I don't like getting scooped by a Carson fan.
Never.
Like, what?
Never.
I didn't know.
And then I guess it was LA Soccer Hub was the one running it on Instagram, and yeah, it is what it is, guys. Honestly, I'm surprised we saw that much. Kind of shocked that even got out. You don't want to admit that you're training with a rival, like that. Nobody can win from that situation. So yeah, I'm kind of like, well, it happened. Move on. If Chicharito scored, nice for him. He scored in a game that meant nothing. Congratulations. Be happy. That's what you'll get this year. Fine. Yeah. Moving on. There's better things in preseason coming up quick. Caesar, what's next in the preseason schedule?
Yeah, so we got the Revs for 2 matches, April 3rd and April 10th. I don't think there's a time out there yet. So hopefully they do give us a time, and hopefully we receive some news. Like, I don't know, today they did like a surprise thing at the Lakers match where it was like 50 fans allowed. But it was all family members and whatnot. So hopefully LAFC can take at least their family members or a surprise 50 fans, whoever it is. I'm sure people would love to be there. Like, it doesn't matter if it's 50, 100, 150. Anyone that can be there, I'm sure would love to be there. So hopefully we get some news regarding that. Maybe that's why they're holding back on the time, but who knows? Up to this day, right? But yeah, we've got 2 matches confirmed before our first match officially. Who knows if there's going to be another surprise match with another team in town or something like that. So yeah, the 3rd and 10th against the Revs.
Right, the Revs aren't the only MLS team in Southern California outside of the other 2, right? I mean, there are visiting teams. I think they're going to Arizona as well, then some coming this way. So there's movement, that's for sure. There's also USL sites dotted all over the place that we could be working with. So be ready for that. You might get some more surprises. It could be the case where they're not giving us the time because they really don't want us hanging out outside of the stadium looking for what's going on, right? I mean, that would make some sense that you don't want people congregating unregulated for a practice game. Because they're not ready for it. They're trying to keep it low pro. I get that. As long as we get proper reports, see some highlights, and actually get a good breakdown, and maybe get somebody to report on the match, then I'm good with that. And maybe one of the matches we get pressed. That would be cool too. So we know what's going on. We want to see. We all want to know. We're hungry for this because it's been a while, and we love our team. Like, this is our great escape. So feed the masses. That's all I can say with that. Let's see. Outside of preseason, we talked about that. So then comes opening day. So obviously it's going to be April 17th versus Austin FC. Kickoff, of course, is at 2:30 p.m. on Fox. Right now, we know that the way the numbers are changing, I expect some fans there. Larry was talking about it the last episode. There will be fans. Do we know how many? It's in flux. Will the 3252 be making noise? Don't be surprised if they are. I'll say that. There will be people there. The spirit will be there. Will it be close to what we had before? Not yet. But if we do the right things, follow through, maybe by end of season, maybe by mid-season, something will look a little more normal by then. So we have to do that. Have to. It's a rule, right? We got, we're doing it right. We're going to get there. So be ready for Austin. It should be a good one. I was going to move this one on because it is opening day to Caesar. Do you have any intel on our future opponents, sir?
Not so much as far as form or, what their lineups look like, but I do know that they build a hell of a squad.
Yeah.
People, I think it was either Rich or Larry who mentioned, they kind of try to emulate us when they went off like building, and we're talking about fans and even like squad and like just like kind of have like an identity, and they that's kind of what they're trying to do from day one. And up to this day, they still have one DP spot to fill. So that says a lot about their current squad. And right now they have two DPs, Tomas Pochettino and Cecilio Dominguez, who a lot of people might know. He played for Club America for maybe a couple years or 3 years or so. It didn't work out for him there, so hopefully at MLS he can do a lot better, which I believe he will. He has the potential. He has the talent to do it. So I think this will be the league for him to break out and potentially transition to Europe at some point. And I think that can happen quick if he can adapt. He can within 1 year just go to Europe, maybe to like the Spanish league or somewhere where it's more technical. And so those are their two DPs. And then signing Matt Besler as their center back, I think that's a hell of a move right there. And then Hector Jimenez, a champion at Columbus, a champion at Carson, a guy from Bell Gardens, shout out to him. Got to play with him a couple times. He came out of like I mentioned, BG. I'm from Southgate, so we scrimmaged against each other back in high school. And then so it's fun to see him just like it's not fun to see him bounce from team to team, but it's fun to see him be in good teams and solid teams. So good for him. Other than that, like I mentioned, they do have a solid squad that I think will give us a tough time, but I do kind of expect us to win that match. Not easily, but I do expect us to win.
Yeah, I do too. Of course, it's always a trap with an expansion side. It is. If you were to compare them to some recent expansion teams, who do you think they're modeling more at this point, or at least on field? We know off field it's us, right? On field, where do you think they kind of fit in with the latest expansion sides?
Oh, they remind me of and it won't be too related just because the Sounders were established before they came into the league. The Sounders would have been in Seattle way before 2009. So, but the squad that they came in with, they just simply were ready to play for MLS. They were just they came in and they were like, okay, let's see what we got. And they were from a mid-table to third, second place in the Western Conference. And I see the exact same theme from Austin right now, where we don't know if they're going to be ready for MLS, but I do see them adapting right away just because of, like I mentioned, they have a squad where they have MLS experience, and then they're bringing in two DPs guys who can come in and just make a quick impact. And then they surrounded them with players who can come in and again make an impact and hopefully make an impact at MLS. Just like the guy that they drafted, he's an Adidas generation player. And then they got another Venezuelan guy that I'm not sure, I can't remember his name, but not a DP. So, just the fact that he's a South American, you don't have to use that much money to get him to your squad. So yeah, they're definitely building almost identical as to Seattle. And I don't remember player by player, but Seattle did have some South Americans in their squad then, and then they had MLS experienced guys mixed in with the USL players that were coming in from, when they moved up. So yeah, they have a nice mixture of a squad. So definitely could see them mid-table to, don't be surprised if they end up like in third or second in the Western Conference right away.
So you're thinking these guys are definitely a playoff potential side.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. And like I mentioned, they still have one DP spot open. They're going to see what's missing. Summer transfer window comes around. Don't be surprised if they sign like a big time player then.
They're very wise in only using 2 of the 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, very
yeah,
wise.
because they don't know how this team's going to shake out. They haven't been in a competitive match together.
Mm-hmm.
This gives them that little bit of flexibility to see where a tweak might be needed. So, Josh Wolf and the boys over there are doing it right. You got to admit it. It looks good. It looks right. The community's involved. They have a ground that looks top notch.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is an excellent expansion entry into the league. I can't wait to go visit to see what they're up to, and I'm looking forward to opening day to see what they can throw out there. So it's good, really good. I saw somebody talking about stadiums. Yeah, Austin looks pretty darn cool. They were talking about Cincinnati with their glow in the dark madness stadium. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that too, because that's another much improved side. They could be knocking on the playoff door with the talent they've brought in. So I know, right, Cincy, but it's real. And then I saw the stadium talk down there, so I just throw it out there. Did you guys see the rendering for Columbus?
Kind of, not really.
Not too
all
much.
black stadium. It's
nice.
Yeah, it's an
Like
all black stadium.
That's like the Raiders in Vegas have that.
Yeah, it's all sharp angles though. The Raiders, it's not. I mean, it's gorgeous. But yeah, check it out. Columbus is very unique. So they're doing good on that end. But yeah, to Austin again, welcome to the league. We can't wait to take you guys on and visit your town, and we're looking forward to a very competitive sporting rivalry with y'all. So
yeah, I wish things were open. I wish things were normal right now, so we could have had Austin, like their fan base, come out here for their first game and have a hang out with us at the Christmas tree lane, and just like Miami last year when we. I know a lot of the supporter groups got to hang out with some of the Miami supporters, and it would have been awesome to have Austin out here to have you fans and show you around LA, take you some taco trucks.
Well, we'll have to make up for it and go visit them, right?
Sounds
we'll just
good.
take the housewarming party over there, and we'll just invite ourselves in for their little party there. Big party, let's be honest. It's Austin, and it'll be done right. So. Yes, for sure. That being said, we'll move on. We do have, of course, updates when it comes to the health situation here in California. You saw the news saying that it opens up April 1st for 50 and above. It opens up 65, actually all 16 and above on like the 15th. So we may be at a red alert before you know it. The IE is already moving into Orange. Pretty sure Orange County is going to be doing the same thing. LA to follow. We will see what this does for the stadium capacity. It will definitely have an effect. Under the current guidance of red alert, 20% apparently is what we can have, which is about 4,400. But again, I think this is going to be a different story by opening day, and red might not be the color. Let's hope and pray that's the case. So that's it. We'll see by the 17th what happens. I'm feeling bullish about this whole thing, so we'll go from there. Christine, what is going on with the sister club per se?
So we have a little bit of the schedule for the Las Vegas Lights. We know 3 games that they're going to play. So their opener is going to be on Wednesday, May 12th at Sacramento Republic. And then on Saturday, May 29th, they're going to be at San Diego Loyal. And then Saturday, June 5th, they're going to be at home in Vegas versus Tacoma Defiance. So that's what we know so far. Obviously, more details about the schedule will be released shortly. So, yeah, who's down to go to Sacramento in May?
I don't know about Sacramento, but San Diego looks rather tempting.
I'm down for San Diego.
I got no response whatsoever.
Yeah, Sacramento doesn't sound great, but San Diego, Jerry, we're all going to be crashing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. We're sleeping on the couch. It's just how it's gonna have to be.
Yeah, we're gonna drink all his beer too, all his delicious craft beer.
Yeah, Better save that victory at sea for me. That's all I'm saying.
And I also got a chance to listen to the latest episode of Inside LAFC. So Max is interviewing Dolo, and it was an interesting conversation because I got to hear him talk about like his philosophy going into the season and just his, his optimism, and it just sounds like he thinks that it's going really, really well in the short time that it's begun. So that's all really positive. Some of the things that I wanted to quote him on was about how he wants the Lights to be a brave team. And I think that's so important because yes, winning and results is important, but you also want to create a certain personality and instill certain values in your team. And I feel like LAFC has that same set of values in terms of really going for it. And then he talked about his own experience being recruited, and that story was super interesting. And that sort of segued into how he coaches in terms of like his principles. And he said, to have a philosophy, you need principles, and the principles can be broken down into the characteristics of a player, which are usually 4 categories, which is physical, tactical, technical, and mental. And then you can break those down to some principles. And then when you're scouting, you already have these, categories set out, and you know that you're looking for certain attributes. And so that's really how teams like, LAFC are able to scout as well, is that they know exactly what they're looking for in terms of balancing the team. And so whoever comes across them, whether it's a player that they're looking for or not, they're able to sort of like pick those players out based off of those traits and plug them into the system. So that was cool to hear in terms of just his level of detail and his depth of knowledge as a coach is definitely legit. And then, the last thing he talked about was that I personally found really interesting was how he thinks that the best coaches, the most qualified coaches, should be coaching the youngest players possible, which is something that, you guys are nodding your head, so you've heard it too. But I've heard that from a lot of sort of high level managers as well. So yeah, it's a great interview, super knowledgeable, and I'm really, really excited to see some matches.
Yeah, he's in the right place. I agree. And there's no doubt we saw what he's done. To be trusted enough to be a part of the youth setup for the German national team as an American,
Yeah,
really? It's trust. Wearing the armband, that's trust. He mentions Siggy Schmidt. He mentions Bob Bradley playing under them and being discovered by them. If you knew anything about Siggy Schmidt, he was a player's coach. He was a development coach. He taught. That's what he valued the most, is teaching. That's where the best ones come from. When you're talking about how things fill in and how they're finding players to match the system, I got into watching, I know it's not a new documentary, but Take the Ball, Pass the Ball on Netflix, which is about Barcelona's system and the rise of Pep. And the effect of Cruyff before Pep, and how Pep moved up where he was with the youth, Watch it. You can kind of see a lot of similarities. And I know Bob's talked about Barcelona about 1 million times. So watch Take the Ball, Pass the Ball on Netflix and get tripped out about it as they're moving. It's cool because there's like players using their coffee table to show, like, with cups and coasters, like, well, you do this, you do that. And it's tiki-taka. It is what it is. But it fits, right? From the youth all the way to the adult level, you're sculpting a player to do this. Dolo comes in. He knows the system. He knows what Bob wants. He knows what LAFC football is. And he'll do it. He'll be like a chameleon and make it happen. But he also has the read, the understanding, and feel for the younger players. So we lucked out. I think that's something we should all understand. Right, Christine? We lucked out on this coach.
Yeah, and it sounded like the process of him being hired was quick, but also he had a long-standing relationship, like a really long relationship with John. So I think when the opportunity arose, they were both like, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be a crazy move for us not to make it. And I'm a little surprised he didn't find a head coaching position yet in MLS, because he will. It's only a matter of time. We're lucky to have him now, but he's going to be a hard player, a hard manager to keep down. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was listening to that interview this morning too, my walk, and as I went ahead and looked up, like, okay, how long of a drive is it to Vegas? And I have an aunt that lives out there, and she's been begging for me to come visit. So I'm like, all right, I go visit my aunt, and have a free place to stay. She lives like just 5 minutes, 10 minutes from the strip. So
Nice.
Nice.
yeah,
Everything,
so
and everything I'm hearing is we're welcomed with open arms. So we're in a good place. Also, as LAFC fans, with the Vegas organization, this is all sounding good moving in. So, and it's long term, it's not short term, so that helps too.
Mhm.
Yeah, good news.
And I got a new car, so my car could definitely make it out there. So before
Nice.
Perfect
I
timing.
couldn't trust my other car. I'm like, I don't know if I can make it this one. Now I got a new car, so it's like I can
So,
make it.
Mhm.
Punk, are you volunteering for the carpool?
I'll just have to take the car seats out in the back, but I'd be down.
Welcome to my world, right?
Because Joseph carpool karaoke, so just warning you.
Yeah, but see, our carpool karaoke involves drums and banners and potential smoke bomb going off inside a car. So I'm not
Inside his like sedan. Okay.
right. You know, it was a beautiful upholstery. I hope you like the burn marks. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Road trips. Definitely, Punk is going on road trips. You know he's going on road trips.
Yeah, I got a car now, so I can do it.
Here's my fun question: when they come to play in Carson, Vegas, are we all gonna go have some fun with that one?
That sounds fun to me. I didn't even think of that till you brought that up. I was like, hey, I gotta go to Vegas to see Vegas, or maybe go see him in San Diego. I totally forgot that we playing a Carson too. So
Such a long trip for our Vegas boys, right? Oh, just drive down the freeway out of town a little bit, in the outskirts of civilization, and go take care of business. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Looking forward to it. Thank you for the update, Christine. Dolo, it's great news. You also mentioned something about the qualifiers going on, right, Christine? What is going on in qualifiers?
Yeah, so Tomas Romero played in the last game for El Salvador versus Haiti. And I haven't watched all the games, but I've been asking my friends, like, has he been playing? Has he been playing? And he hasn't played in the previous game. So he played in that game. And I was able to watch some highlights. He played pretty good. I mean, they won 2-1. And the saves that I saw, he came up pretty big for them. So he looked good, composed, commanding. He let in a goal. Hard to say if that was his fault or not. I think it was more of a defensive error, but the ball kind of like rolls past 3 defenders and kind of like, to his side. So I don't know if you can really blame him on that, but I'm excited to actually see him play because, you have limited footage of a player that young. And also Josh Perez scored both goals for El Salvador. Cesar, since you probably watched that game too, right?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's worth checking out the highlights. And then the other notable thing is that Mark Anthony Kaye was not in the starting lineup, and I don't even believe he was on the bench for Canada.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he was listed for the match.
Yeah, so
Let's hope he's healthy.
hopefully he's healthy. And yeah, that just happens when you get the best of the best in the national squad.
Oh my gosh. Romero's goal was a weird seeing eye. That goal against him was just peculiar. I'll say that. It just didn't make any sense as it went in. And I'm like, I'm not going to fault the guy because it was total chaos on that goal. It was a luck goal. Let's be honest. Now, you saw them. Who's playing who now for the semifinals of the Olympic qualifications?
Oh, yeah. So Mexico is going to play Canada, and then U.S. is going to play Honduras.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't they knock us out last time? Why?
That's fine.
I don't feel good about it. Do you guys feel good about Honduras?
I mean, I never feel good about the Olympic squad, so I don't know.
I'm pretty excited.
I was watching some of the game the other day, Sunday. They kind of started out slow, but then they came out in the second half, and the first half was like, "Come on, you got to be beating these guys,"
Dude,
but they came out match.
Honestly, it's cool if we make it to the Olympics, but for what? Like, I don't think we have a squad that's gonna like carry us to like to like the medal rounds, to be honest. So
Yeah, but 6 of these guys are probably just placeholders for like the big boys that come in from Europe for the Olympics, right?
true, yeah, just because they weren't allowed to come, then that's very true. But again, in the summer, you're talking about cutting it close to going into their league. So historically they've been denied. So
And then you can still have 3 overaged players, correct?
so for us, Vela is very interested. So Mexico has a very high chance in going. So we might lose Vela for a couple, like a month or so, if they take him, because he's interested, and that's very rare. So why the hell not? If that's very dumb of Mexico if they don't want to take him. But
Yeah.
They'll have some fresh kids, right?
fresh kids plus Vela, that sounds sweet. That's like an LAFC thing right there. Like,
I mean, really, I gotta say though, the kids look really cool for Mexico.
They do.
yeah, they do.
Look amazing.
They do.
Yeah. They did it right. Adidas, you did good in these ones. I just hope you could get that bold with MLS. Hoping and praying one day. Right, as we look at our linen colored kit and go, well, at least it's not white.
It's very polite of you, Joseph.
The saving grace, it's not white. We don't look like Carson from a distance. That's the saving grace of the kit this year. I mean, honestly, I like ringer kits anyway, but could have been a little more going on.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Let's see. Anything else you want to add in? Atuesta rumors. Who wants to jump out on that one?
I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen this quick. If anything's gonna happen either in the summer or we do sign an extension with him and then we sell him like right after the season ends.
Mm-hmm.
One of those two, but that he's gonna leave soon, he is. I think that there's no question in that. But
Yeah.
to Brazil, I hope not. Like I even read this article where they said that he's even interested in it, but I hope he doesn't. He has Europe written all over him.
Yeah.
So
I
don't.
I agree. I don't see him going to Brazil. Definitely Europe, Spain. I could see him going to Spain.
Maybe
this in the Bundesliga before I could see him in Brazil.
Exactly. I think this is one of those things to bring the value up. But I was just trying to look for how much did we purchase them for. All I could find is that it was a TAM money. So it wasn't much. So I don't know what pot it was, but I said that, you might lose out on the Hortas, you might lose out on the Rodriguez's and whatever, but your money is in the Atuestas, the Seguras, the Rosies is playing out well. So I hope they, cash in soon. But, it's the Atuestas is where your money is at, just because of your purchase price compared to your sales price. So that profit margin could be really nice at some point, whether they sell them for 6, 7, 8 mil. You're talking about, $6 to $7, $8 million in profit. So hopefully we could get at least 10, which I believe.
I think we can.
The very least, that's what he's worth. But who knows? Yeah, definitely. Who knows what's going to happen?
And just so people know what the rumor is, this Brazilian journalist, Bruno Andrade, posted on his Twitter that Palmeiras is still trying to negotiate for Atuesta, and now another club, Grêmio, is in trying to court him. So rumors, I don't know, but that's where the source is coming from.
So here's where I'm going to throw the cold water on it. So I know the money's right. That's how it works in this business. As a player, from a player standpoint, you're just getting through this COVID situation. Things are starting to normalize in the United States. And you're going to go to a place that has zero control, right?
Yeah.
Over COVID. It's chaos there right now.
Right.
It's bad here still. But there, it's like, whoa, nobody knows what's going on. So I honestly, are they going to play? Is it going to actually happen? Like, they're in a different world right now. It ain't a good one. I can't see him going there. Like I said, I think Germany would make more sense right now for him than Brazil. And there will be so with the tournaments happening this summer, there's going to be a crazy rush on player sales to Europe because things are going to open up again. Money's going to be good. It's probably better to wait till the money gets even better.
If he does go to Bundesliga, I can't wait to see him get jacked. Like the
He-
before and after photos.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe maybe Jesse Marsch gets moved up to a Bundesliga side, because that is going to happen eventually. And maybe he makes a deal for Tuesta. We could all dream. It'd be great. The system would be almost identical. It would be beautiful. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But all the best to Tuesta. We want to hold on to you as long as we possibly can this year, because it feels like we have a cup potentially in our midst. So don't leave so soon, sir. On that note, let's move on. If there are any listener reactions or questions that you wanted us to answer, this is your time. This is your final moments. You guys see any highlights out there that we need to bring up? Because let's go, guys. Give us something.
Well, Nino said nice pink hoodie, and fun fact, Nino actually got this for me for my birthday. And I was actually with him at Nikki Sports, and he was trying to be like secretive buying it, but I was being so nosy. I was like, "What is that? What size is it? Did you try it on?" And he was like, "It's for you." And he threw the bag at me, and he was like, "Happy birthday!" But thank you, Pee Wee. I love my gift. I love my sweater.
That's awesome. That's nothing good.
You know what that is? That's a Foot Golf victory sweater, Chila. That's what you're seeing right there.
What's the best bet? Chila said, "What's the best?"
You know what?
bet going
I think
to-
the best thing is for them to go one-on-one and just duke it out. Like,
Yeah, with witnesses, so the scores stay the same throughout.
I'll be the
game.
scorekeeper, and I'm legit. I'm the accountant there. So
I still cannot
is, folks.
understand why you won't be on my team, Caesar. Like, you said yes before, and now that Sheila's here on the chat,
I
feel
said
like
I
you're
would. I
saying
said
no. And I'm
I
like,
said I play with you. I just wouldn't rep either one. So I said I play with you. Because I'm always competitive against Chila, and he knows that. Because
Okay, fine.
I'll take him out any day, and he knows that too.
Okay, so it has
There
to
it
be a
is.
non-podcast affiliated match.
Right. This
It's a
is
closed door foot golf match.
this is an official LAFC Foot Golf Club sanctioned match. That's it. LAFC Foot Golf Club. Right, Caesar? That's what this is.
Yep.
There it is. They take the badges off, right? Now let it rip. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's see. I saw something else pop up. Who are we gonna have a true striker? You don't want to go see Cal? Like, what's wrong with Cal? I know he'll be in Vegas. Cal? No. Honestly, Corey Baird could do some damage. Moose could do some damage. If Brian gets sold, then we have an opening for another DP slot, and then you might see something show up there. You should see. Who should go to the lights? I mean, honestly, the kids straight away. Corey Baird will probably stay here. Cal will probably go there in the interim, I would think.
I would say
Opoku-
Bryce Duke. I think we mentioned earlier Bryce Duke. I think would be great. Just he needs the minutes, and in Vegas he's going to get a lot of minutes.
Opoku might, but honestly, after he played in the CONCACAF tournament, he's probably staying here.
I agree with that.
He's probably staying here.
Burke, what's the record of the week? Okay, I got it behind me. One of the classics, one of the greatest punk albums of all time. If you know Bill, the owner of Dr. Strange Records, he says this is one of the greatest punk albums of all time. The Adolescents, their first, the Blue album, great album, man. I mean, classic songs like Amita. What's cool is my vinyl, my sleeve is autographed by the late great Steve Soto, the bassist of Adolescents. He was also the agent of Agent Orange, Manic Hispanic. Sadly, he passed away a couple years ago. But the Blue album, Adolescence, is a classic album. I was fortunate to see them with Descendants and Fear and all together at one show. That was one of the best shows I've ever been to. See those three bands together was Strung Out played that same show too. But to see Adolescents and Descendants and Fear on the same bill, that was just like amazing. But Adolescents Blue album, check that one out.
Get it?
It's a good album.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, punk knows his punk. Don't ever question the punk. He earns that title. There's no doubt about that. So, good choice. I can't wait to see what next week is going to be, since we have all these other more news dropping. Something's gonna fit. That's for sure. Let's see what else is popping up here. Ox said special guests. Don't worry, there will be special guests. Ox, there will be special guests.
Yeah.
Will we keep them random as can be? Yes, because it's more fun for us when we do that. Right? We don't put any pressure on anybody. We just like to throw them out there and go, hey, by the way, oh yeah, we have the top dogs for LAFC. Just if you missed guests, check out the last episode. We didn't get to really promote it. We haven't. It's there for eternity, guys. Go check it out because Larry and Rich are gold. Always check that episode. Jesus bought the bump box. Best and worst money I've spent. But excited to take it to the tailgates.
Wow,
yes,
you
please,
actually bought it? Oh, wow, it's amazing.
A lot of people have bought this. Yes.
Please, nobody steal anyone's bump box. That'll be it will be so sad.
Yeah, I would say bicycle like wire. This thing. Thinking of ways, dude. I would not take that to the tailgate. Honestly, that's just too pretty and too expensive to go out in the open. Sorry. It's not that loud. What the heck? It should be loud enough to break like windows for that kind of money. Like
for that kind of money.
Damaging. Yeah.
Stimmy check.
Dude, Stimmy check at its finest. Yes.
Oh,
all I know is Stimmy checks for away days. That's where I'm at.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys, going back to Ox's question, if like just off the top of your head, who's like a special guest that you would love to have? Like even if it's kind of unrealistic.
That, and then I also saw someone's comment earlier that said it would be dope if LAFC got like the all blackout kit, like the Germany kit. Now that Germany kit is it's probably one of the best ones in the past. Like since Adidas has taken over. It's pretty nice. Yeah, it's sweet.
Germany at the Euros, because this is another Euros kit, right? For some reason, their Euro kits are always their best kits. Like, go back. They're classic kits. The ones that break out in the Euros are always the best one. Way better than the World Cup kits. They've had 1972 World Cup flashback kits. They have fun with this one. And honestly, that one's in the mail for me. I'm not even going to say it. The other cool thing that I just saw that's going to come out soon, there's matching shoes for that kit coming out.
What?
A blacked out Germany Ultra Boost. I just saw it. Yeah. You know, I didn't get that icon thing for nothing. I spend way too much on Adidas. You just found out. I got to get those. More than the jersey, but both have to happen this summer. Yeah. I would love a blackout kit. Wouldn't you guys? That would be, dude, the best. Here is LAFC. And there's a little gold. If you look at the Germany kit, there's gold around the sleeve. Dude, what a touch. Agreed. See what else we got here before we close this bad boy out today.
Ooh. Are you guys ready for that conversation or no?
I mean, I'll just touch on this because I know some things a little bit. I'm not that completely clueless. I think if Vela gets the right numbers, he's never leaving us until he retires. Realistically,
I concur.
He's happy here. His wife is happy here. His child, I mean, they're all happy. The family's happy.
Yeah, the Lakers going to keep playing good too. So he's a diehard Laker fan. So I mean, I'm not a big basketball guy, but if the Lakers are playing well, then Carlos Vela's happy. So
yeah,
we just have to cross our fingers they keep playing well.
Yeah,
right. And watch me being crazy. What if he did like this pass off to Griezmann one day at LAFC? It's like they share one season together.
Oh man,
my weird FIFA there goes FIFA world, right? That'd be kind of crazy, right? I honestly do think he wants to stay here. Where else would he go? Realistically, I'll throw the question back to you guys. Where is he going to go outside of maybe Barcelona, which that window I think it's
closed,
almost shut, if not already. He hasn't expressed it anywhere else.
Yeah, I think it would be retire and move back to Spain.
Yeah, I think
would
so
be it.
Too.
But other than that, it's LA or nothing.
Yeah. I won't even think about it because I just think he'll try.
Yeah, people are saying Chivas, PSG. No, I don't think so. America, no. And there you go. He would go to San Sebastian. That's where his heart is. Like that's it. That's it. That's where his wife is from, and yep, yeah. There's yeah. Exactly.
Chile with the call on that one, by the way, everybody who's listening. San Sebastian. I think you're right, Chile. I think he plays here till he's done playing the game professionally, and he goes back to do what's best for his family.
Exactly.
And that's ultimately it. And he can pretty much disappear there. So that's
not only that, and he's after he's ready to leave LA, like he's gonna be more than welcome to come back. He's gonna have the visa on check. His kids have papers. His wife might have like residency. He does. He has a green card.
I think they've all got green cards.
Yeah, exactly.
All of them.
So they have things set up. Like they have he has the European passport. So the guy has it made. He has options, and it's like LA, San Sebastian. I don't think if it's Mexico, he'll go there for vacation to visit his family and whatnot. But other than that, it's LA and San Sebastian. In my opinion,
all the way, and I think he'll be here long enough to get citizenship as well. To be honest, so.
That would be dope actually if he goes play street football after he retires.
Yeah, just don't do the MASL route because that's just I feel sad for somebody to do that. I love MASL, but Donovan was really sad.
That's not his style.
Jermaine looked good, but. Yeah, no, go out as a champ, man. That's what we want to see you do. Any last comments, regrets, confessions before we call this one? Because we're about that time, everybody.
All right, we'll get the last one in, and it's from Ox, and it says, "Do you see him as our top scorer this season, or will it be someone else besides Rossi?"
Well, the comments. Did you hear the comment? That was from a hooligan Ox. Did you hear the comments this week from Vela talking about Rossi?
Yeah.
What do you think?
He's basically trying to pump him up and feature him so he can go to Europe where he belongs. That's pretty much how those quotes broke down. That he's basically taking him under his wing, giving him an advice, knowing that, dude, if you need to truly prove yourself by going to Europe. That's where you belong with your skill set. I see Rossi possibly getting leading scorer again this year, and the reason why is because Vela's pretty much making the space for him, making it happen, making the sacrifice. They're the tandem, and it's going to be one or the other this year. I don't see it any other way. If they're healthy, one of them gets top scorer. I'm happy either way. It just means that we're marching towards something special if they do. But yeah, Rossi, I mean, it's Rossi's time, right? His age, it's all right. So why couldn't he do it again?
Yeah.
I don't know. What if they both scored the same exact amount of goals?
Right, they score hat tricks, both hat tricks every game. Yeah,
we're doing the Romario.
Or not? They'll alternate hat tricks. They're just like, is it your game? All right, I'll take this one.
Or maybe more of a Cole and York partnership.
I mean, personally, I think it's still going to be Vela, but I think Rossi's numbers are going to be up there. And his assist numbers, I think, are going to go up as well.
Yeah, what if that striker gets more withdrawn, guys? Who knows? Again, the future is unwritten. I think we'll end up, if it's Aguero, then scoring race gets all out of whack. So
yeah, I don't think that'll happen. But I did hop on that call that we had with the media day with LAFC, and my group, we got Latif, we got Corey Baird, and we got Duke. So that was cool that Duke, got to say he wanted to play for LAFC. But no, Corey Baird said that something interesting, that he's excited to get the opportunities he's getting, even at practice right now, because he never got those opportunities in RSL because of the quality that he's surrounded it with and by. And he was just saying, like, just being positioned in a different spot, just to create, a scoring opportunity there for himself or for someone else, is something that he didn't have the opportunity to do. So to be able to do that now with LAFC, he thinks his game is just going to get even better and expand. So I would say for now, I would go with Corey Bird as a striker, and then I would like to see him to get double-digit goals for sure.
I agree too. I think this is a career year for Baird simply because look at who's around him now. Moose, it's going to be a battle with Moose, but I think Baird, realistically, for the money we put in for him, that's the guy. I do think it'll work out. You're right. I think it'll be fine. And if it's really, really, really needed, then we buy another striker when Rodriguez leaves. But I think we mentioned earlier it could be a midfielder with that DP because
I think so.
we're a little light there right now too.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially if somebody gets sold, then it's a whole different world. So leave that open. I think on that note, we're pretty much leaning out of this. So let's get into final comments. Let's start with the Punk.
Oh, I'm first. I know this is a little side note. I know this is kind of a downer, but just the shooting in Boulder, I just wanted to say, as someone who works at a grocery store, we were talking to coworkers today. We were threatened. People were threatening to shoot us months ago. Even recently, people have come back and threatened to say they're going to do things to us because they have to wear a mask. Everybody's please be, I don't know what the word is. Just be respectful, be kind. And just what was going on last week with the Stop the Asian Hate. I mean, it's like it sucks, but hate to be the downer, but it's like I said, people threatened to shoot us a lot this past year as retail workers, and I mean, I'm sad that it happened, but it didn't surprise me because, like I said, people were threatening to do it to us. So I do. I think about when everything first went down last year. I thought about it a lot every day I went to work. I would leave work and there'd be people waiting in the parking lot and thinking to myself, okay, is this someone who's gonna? Yeah, there we go. Al Hopkins, be kind. Yeah, be kind.
Exactly.
These past few weeks, this past 2 years have just been crazy, but just be kind. So I don't know, that was on my mind tonight at work,
as it should be. And we need to give our respect, pay our respect to all of the frontline workers out there that have kept the lights on during this pandemic and kept us fed. Let's be real. Farm workers, grocery store workers, dude, the essentials. If they're not there, you have nothing. It doesn't work out. And they're in the grind. So please thank them when you get the opportunity. That's all you've got to do. Move on, pay, get back to your families. Show some humanity. Simple. Christine, I'm going to have you go next.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say that I tuned in yesterday to the tribute to Mo, and I didn't know Mo, but I was very moved by everyone's testimony about their relationship to him. And, like Joseph, you said when we were talking about doing the podcast tonight, it is definitely inspiration hearing about his impact on other people to go ahead and be productive, be generous, be just as alive and kind as you can as a human being, because it sounds like that's what he was to so many people. And yeah, I think having moved to LA, trying to get into the film industry and also being an athlete where it's highly competitive, LA can be a very cutthroat place where people are sort of suspicious of each other, and you have to have certain boundaries. You have to be very careful about who to trust and how much information you give, how much you want to share with people. But just hearing about his life and his generosity of spirit really inspired me to think, like, let me try to be, one, really generous with everything that I can be generous with, and two, focus on creation, whatever field you're in, just focus on the creation of that. So I'm very honored to have been able to watch that, and thank you guys for all your testimonies, and that's going to be in my mind going forward.
Thank you, Christine. Agreed. It was special, no doubt about that. Caesar, I'm going to pass this one to you, sir.
Yeah, no, I mean, just to close it up on that note is that was a very special moment, as we kind of all just kind of touched on. And yeah, Mo will just he's gonna be with us forever and ever, and we'll make sure of that, and we'll make sure that the message that he wanted to portray and the message he wanted to get out gets out. So we'll just carry that with us. And like Al said, be kind. Don't forget that every single day. You don't know what the person, in front of you, beside you, behind you is going through. So just be kind, be generous, be, that simple hi, that simple have a great day, that anything, like, just, you don't know how far those little things can go. A simple wave to someone, that all that can just change someone's day around and be like, oh man, like someone cares, so just be generous, be, and even yourself, just think, be happy, be gracious that you're alive today, because we're not promised tomorrow. And just don't ever forget that. And I think that's something, something that Christine mentioned. It's something that I've carried. That's something that I've carried myself since 2018. I've went through something traumatizing. I lost one of my bestest, dearest friends, and ever since, he went away, it's something that I just said, live my day to the fullest. And that's why I say when I'm extremely busy, I mean it, because I find things to do almost every single hour of the day, just so that I can say I fulfilled everything I wanted to do. And I think we should just live life to the fullest. And that goes from the smallest things to the biggest things. And every day, just make sure that you do what you want to do. And at the end of the day, be kind to yourself and to others.
The golden rule, right? No doubt. Thank you, Caesar. I'm going to jump on that as well. The moments that we got to share with Mo really did expose how special he really was. And when we talk about the heart of LAFC and mention ourselves, there is no doubt about it. Mo was the heart of LAFC. He every day he lived it. Gave all his time to everyone around him. You saw there was more time given than hours that existed with him. That being said, let his legacy be our energy. I'm going to keep saying that. Be inspired by what he did to do better for the club, for yourself, for everyone around you. He fought for every cause you could imagine, painting the banners in the backyard, making it happen. He believed in it, and he made it happen. I will say that to all of you. On that note, we love you, Mo. We miss you, Mo. And for everyone else, stay golden.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.